How many of us have all kinds of debt that we built up over the years? And got to ask the question, how does it all start? Where did it all begin? Thank you for joining Financial Masterclass episode number 2. Drop a 1 if you're watching this live. Would love to say hello, and drop a 2 if you're watching this on the replay. I'm grateful to be able to share some wisdom with you. And if you didn't see the first one I did yesterday, I encourage you to watch episode number 1. I got inspired by a friend to share some tips that have helped us go from being broke to being known as the blue collar millionaire. So if you are tuning in today, we're going to talk about debt elimination. How many of us know, maybe not you, but how many of us know people that are slaves to debt? And I started thinking about, how did it all start? Because Yvette and I, we got caught up in that rat race of accumulating all of this debt. And I started asking myself, where did this all start? How did this all begin? And if we go all the way back to college, I remember I was going to Cal Lutheran University. What's up, my fellow Kingsmen out there? And I'm a freshman in college, and I moved into the dorm rooms there. And so I started getting mail to the dorm room that I was staying at over there at Mount Clef. And I got this letter from Visa. And the letter basically said, because of your stellar history to show responsibility and your ability to be a responsible adult, I'm paraphrasing what they said, we want to offer you a credit card of $500. And I thought to myself, wow, Visa, they must really know who I am. Like, I am a responsible young adult, and they want to give me a credit card for $500. Why wouldn't I do it? So like most of us, I filled it out, sent it in, and sure enough, they sent me a credit card with $500 on it. And at the time, you know, I was a broke college student. I had some side jobs that I was doing, but I was playing basketball and going to school. And so every once in a while, me and the guys would go out, and we go to a bar, or we go to have dinner, or we go out. And the first time I remember, man, I had this credit card. I never used a credit card, but I had it in my pocket. And I thought to myself, man, I got $500 here. And so, you know what, guys, round on me. And so I bought a round for all my friends. We were hanging out at the bar watching a game. And so now all of a sudden, I'm getting close to the limit. After a couple of weeks, I'm getting close to the limit of $500. And then I said, and then a couple of weeks after that, I get another letter from Mastercard. And Mastercard says, well, we because of your ability to pay off pay your bills, and your ability to show that your responsibility, we'd like to offer you a credit card, and with this interest rate, which was less than the Visa. And if you want to do a balance transfer, you'll actually have 0 interest for this amount of months. And I thought to myself, wow, man, they must really know who I am. They must really care about me and really want me to do good. So they're offering me this credit card with it. And then you do the balance transfer. And next thing, you know, between student loans and credit cards, now I get out of college and all of a sudden have all this debt. And I'm not even in the workforce yet. And how many of us know people that maybe that's kind of how it all started? Whether it be you getting out of high school, getting into college, or starting a new life. And then all of a sudden, what starts to happen? Well, of course, you got to get a car. And so for most people, you don't have enough money to buy a car cash, or we don't really learn to save enough money to buy a car cash. So what do? We go and we want to push the limits, and we want to get as nice a car as we can possibly afford. And we get a loan for the car. And so now we got monthly loan payments, and we're paying interest. So now we got credit card debt. Now we got student loan debt. Now we got car debt. Now now all of a sudden, Yvette and I, we decided to get married. Well, we got to buy a house. She had a good job. I had a good job as a police officer. We started saving some money. And so we decided, let's buy a house. And so we bought a house in Burbank, California, $316,000 for the house. So obviously we got a mortgage on it. And so now we got the mortgage payment, we got the interest, we got the insurance, we got the property taxes. And now next thing we know, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And in order to pay that, you obviously got to go to work. So we'd work, and a lot of times I'd have to work a lot of overtime. She would have to work a lot of overtime. And as it started to accumulate, it almost started to get impossible to pay it down. And so now, after 10 years in the workforce, we started thinking about potentially bankruptcy. $70,000 in credit card debt, hard to pay our mortgage. We're working so much overtime. We hardly saw each other. And I know I'm not the only one. We're not the only one that experienced that. And so hit the comment button if you know somebody that has gotten into debt, or maybe you yourself at some point in life has gotten into debt. And what Yvette and I realized is, well, we need to get out of debt. We don't want to be a slave to debt. And so we started going to all these personal development seminars. And one seminar we went to, it was a neuro-linguistic programming. I really wanted to get into the world of coaching and helping people. And Steve Linder, I'd heard about him and who he was. And he had a program called Neuro Strategies. And so I went, and basically neuro-linguistic programming is just learning how to speak at a high level, how to have better communication. And we did a whole week with him. And one of the days he taught a debt elimination system. Steve Linder is one of the smartest people that we've ever met. So much so, he's got an incredible story. And one of these days I'll share his story, but he actually developed a software that he sold to E-Trade for millions and millions of dollars, which was the first software that was allowing people to buy stocks, not just a share, but percentage-wise. He developed that software that actually is being used today, and E-Trade purchased it from him. And so when it comes to numbers and math, he is a super genius, and he developed a system that helped people to eliminate debt. And when he came up with this system, it's a super, super simple system. I know there's a lot of systems out there. His is really, really simple. And he said when he started putting it together, he actually had a friend that was a VP of a major credit card company. And he thought to himself, because he has a huge heart to serve and he loves helping people. And so he decided, I'm going to share this system with her because there's so many people. If anything, she knows and has access to all these people because she's a VP of a major bank, that all these people that have credit card debt, to help them to pay down there and pay off their credit card so they can be debt free. And when he shared the system with her, she said, Steve, this is amazing, but we would never, ever want to share this with our customers. It's like, our model is to keep people in debt so that our company makes money on the interest of the debt that they're in. So we would never, ever want, and he thought to himself, oh my God, this world is backwards. So he shared that system with us, and Yvette and I, we immediately implemented it. And for many people, when we look at all the debt that we're in, from the credit cards to the car notes, to the mortgages, to the loans that we have, all the different things that we have out there, this is just the debt that I'm talking about. Never mind our living expenses, just the debt. It could be insurmountable. And so for us, this was many years ago. What was going to take us, including paying off the mortgage, over 35 years, well over $500,000 in all this debt that we had, including our mortgage, was going to take us well over 35 years. With the system that he shared with us, we were actually able to knock it down to less than 5 years, close to 60 months to do the same thing with just applying this simple system. And here's what's crazy, is it didn't require us to have to make a whole bunch more money in order to do it. It was just a simple system on where to put your money and how to do it and start to buy it down, to bring down the debt. And when he shared that formula with us and we applied it immediately, one of the things he said to us, he says, listen, don't just keep it to yourself. Apply it to yourself first so you know it works, but then share it with the people that you know and love. And so ever since we've learned it, we shared it with several family members who've implemented it. And then as we started to grow different teams all over the world, we started sharing it with them and some of the trainings that we were doing. And so literally we've helped thousands of people to pay off millions of dollars of debt over the last over a decade now. And so the reason I want to share that with you, Financial Masterclass, a big part of it is, yes, getting your mindset right and then making more money. You know how to make money, but also getting out of the financial slavery that many of us here in the United States get caught up in. And so I wanted to share that with you, debt elimination system. So for anybody that would like to get the debt elimination system, just comment in the comment section, whether you're on Instagram or here on Facebook, just comment debt elimination. And I'll send you the free training. It comes in the form of a video training to show you exactly how the system works, and then also a template for the debt elimination where you can plug in your personal information so that it is tailored to you. And again, it doesn't matter whether you have credit cards, car notes, mortgages, everything you plug in there, whatever debt that you have, multiple car loans that you have, you plug it in there. And I'll give it to you for free. So send me a private message or comment below, debt elimination. I'll send you the debt elimination system for free. It is fantastic. And don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with the people that you know and love to break free from the financial slavery that most people unfortunately live in. So today's episode number 2 is debt elimination, break free from financial slavery. Appreciate you guys. I'll be back tomorrow doing another episode for financial mastery. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.